Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be giving you my spoiler-filled review for the first 3 episodes of the 4th new season of our favorite Amazon Prime show, The Boys. That's right, The Boys are back in town with the first 3 episodes of the new season, and oh my goodness, so much has happened already, and there's a lot to unpack and uncover here. Now, before I get into spoiler territory and whatnot, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review. I will be referring to big spoilers from the first 3 episodes of season 4 of The Boys. So if you're currently watching The Boys season 4 and you haven't finished the first 3 episodes, either watch this video with extreme caution or don't watch it at all. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, it's always great to check in on our characters, the ones we've known and have been well established for the past couple seasons, the ones we love and know, and meeting new characters like Sister Sage and Firecracker. And, of course, checking in where everybody is at, not just physically, but mentally as well. It seems that everybody's going through a bit of a rough patch. Then again, on this show, they're always going through a bit of a rough patch. But Butcher's still dying. I'm glad he finally told the team. It seems that nobody knew, at least in the first episode. But by the second episode, he finally told everyone. And their reaction was one of shock, but sadly, they don't seem that concerned about it, you know. But they did show that they still cared when they saved him from the naked Splinter guy, you know, from piling on him at TruthCon and whatnot. I like how the show does such a good job showing us that even characters as nasty as Homelander still have depth to them. Like, when he and Sister Sage were meeting with Victoria, Victoria, and Huey was in the vent before Homelander tried to kill him, I liked how Homelander actually seemed to genuinely sympathize with Victoria about how Stan Edgar raised and regarded her, because he knows exactly what that's like. Like, he could have been just saying that to get under her skin or to get her to finally join their side, to be a soup out in the open. But he seemed to genuinely sympathize with her. And another moment that seemed to show him showing genuine feelings or emotions, and he wasn't just being a psychopath crybaby, is that he seemed genuinely hurt when Ryan lied to him about seeing Butcher, or lied to him about where he was. Granted, he then acted like a psychopath baby, but prior to that, he seemed genuinely hurt that his son would lie to him. So even though he's obviously a monstrous psychopath, the guy can still feel some feelings, maybe not all feelings like normal people can, but the show does a good job painting a character a certain way, and then they do something a little bit out of character, like Ashley almost quitting Vought, A-Train possibly joining the fold. I love that Mother's Milk said what the fan base is all thinking: why don't you flip A-Train? Why don't you get him to join your side? And that was an exciting scene to me. We've never seen a scene between those two characters before. They obviously know of each other, but I don't think they've ever actually spoken or had a face-to-face until now. That was pretty exciting to me. I was like, oh, cool. Mother's Milk tricked him into thinking he was his brother, and then they had a little heart-to-heart, which may have played a part in A-Train saving Huey from Homelander's wrath. Because I'm like, no way Huey got out of there that fast. Homelander would have seen him. But then, lo and behold, it seems A-Train saved him, and before, of course, he could tell Huey why, when Huey asks him, he takes off again. So maybe A-Train is finally coming to his senses, finally trying to do the right thing, trying to do right by everybody. But will he, though? Only time will tell. I do like, in terms of character development, I love how, despite being a terrible, evil, racist, and overall terrible person that Homelander is, I like how he swallows enough of his pride and seems to put aside his racism when he actually wants and convinces Sister Sage to join the Seven, because he actually was tired of all the yes men and everyone kissing his ass and always doing what he says, because they all do it out of fear. He wanted someone who would not necessarily challenge him, but perhaps, regard him in a different light. And she happens to be a black woman, and I guess Homelander can ignore that fact, or at least put it aside for a few minutes and put up with her, at least until he can't put up with her anymore. But it feels like she may be around for the end game, and I don't mean for the rest of this season. I mean going into the 5th and final season, which was sadly just confirmed, although not entirely surprising, because it feels like 5 seasons is pretty sufficient for a show like this. So I'm a little disappointed, but I'm also kind of excited knowing that the 5th season is going to be the final one, and it feels like Sister Sage will probably stay alive just long enough till the end of season 5, because Homelander seems to have looped her in with their ultimate goal, which is Supes ruling the world, and of course that's what they're trying to get Victoria to do as well, but as a Supe out in the open and not hiding in the shadows blowing people's heads up. Speaking of which, the first 3 episodes were absolutely solid, plenty of humor, carnage, gore, some heartfelt moments between our characters, either with the character individually or with the characters with each other. You know, Butcher who's willing to sacrifice himself so the others could get away from the duplicating man, but then they end up saving him all the same, was really heartfelt. The stuff with Huey and his mom, and then Frenchie being in love with the guy whose family he apparently murdered. I don't know if that was covered in previous seasons. And then Kimiko dealing with the pain and past trauma of her upbringing. These all seem to be subplots just to keep us interested or remind us that these characters carry a lot of emotional pain on top of trying to bring about the downfall of Vought and Supes in general, is my guess. I don't know, unless it helps add or build to already complex layers that they all have. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting enough to keep me watching. I mean, the show has obviously got me very much hooked and engaged. And I enjoyed these first 3 episodes immensely, especially the character development from our heroes and villains alike. And I'm really excited to see what the rest of the season has to offer. And I hope it's just as good as these first 3 episodes. I'm sorry that the show is coming to an end, but all good things must come to an end. Don't worry, we still have the rest of this season and then all of season 5 to get through. But it feels like the stakes are higher now than ever, with Victoria running as the VP and Homelander and Sister Sage putting plans in motion for Supes to ultimately take over the world. The stakes are higher than ever for our group of vigilantes. And now things will be slightly more interesting because Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, is now in the picture, so that should be fun as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed these first 3 episodes like I did. What did you think of the first 3 episodes of The Boys? Did you like it? Did you love it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your night. The Boys drops new episodes every Thursday, respectively. 1 episode a week, sadly, for the next couple of Thursdays. Have an awesome rest of your night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.